back with Bloodstock TV, and this time we are talking to David from King 810. How are you, man? How's things?
Good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you for asking. Right, I've got a few things to chat to you about. Obviously, we're on the build up to Bloodstock. I just wanted to ask about more recent things. So you just wrapped up a European tour with Alpha Wolf. Such a strange time to be touring with so much going on, the rise in costs and everything like that. Did you find it a little bit weird going out this time around as opposed to kind of previous years?
I guess I can always find something weird about the world. It kind of makes it easy doing that. Yeah, it's noticeable. You notice in one regard on the financial end of things. I always think that the tickets are too expensive. I always think it's too expensive to tour. The European economy is a joke because of all the disaster capitalism going on. It is very expensive to tour, and in turn, they make the tickets too much money, you know? The tour was fine if you ask from a different standpoint. Did it go well? You would say, yeah, the rooms were full and probably they had a good time, but it doesn't seem like an optimistic future.
Now that you've circumnavigated the globe to some extent, playing music and as an artist, do you feel that has kind of changed your perspective and view on certain things and seeing the way different societies live and exist?
I think it has to, maybe subliminally though, right? I've never taken a real stock in that. I think it's helped me as a person. I don't know if going from show to show in different countries, I really interpret that in any type of way. I kind of always think if you're buying a ticket and you're coming to the show, you can pretty much behave however you want. It's not, even if you don't buy a ticket and don't come to the show, I kind of believe you should be able to behave however you want. But I think it's helped me as a person, and I'm positive it had to have went into some songwriting somewhere. I can't really say for sure exactly where, because I'm under the impression that the first record we did, the Memoirs, that's what it was. And then the second record was a bit different and the third was a bit different. I was under the impression that I was going to make a different record every time, and still will. I don't think touring the world opened up to that degree to where I would have kept making that first record. I know it has had some effect on me. I think a lot of times I have a kind of a pessimistic temperament, and I think as a person, it sounds hilarious to say, but traveling the world has made me go inside myself, more withdrawn, more to go inside myself more, and be more hopeless and pessimistic. And which is funny because most people just say they want to retire from their job to travel, but I found that it just looks grim and bleak, you know? But I think that's the way I see things. I don't think that's anything new. I think that was always there, you know? Some people are just dark motherfuckers, you know?
Well, that leads perfectly into my next question, because, what always struck me about King 810 is the sincerity of your lyrics, and specifically your delivery. I mean, to me, I get very passionate, involved with music when I'm listening to it, and I just feel that you are vomiting out your feelings inside you, and that is quite an intensive thing to do. Do you ever feel totally fucking drained from it?
Yeah, it's not a good feeling. I wrote a little bit about it in my book. It's just, I don't get a cathartic feeling or a purging or anything. I just get a sad feeling, as corny as that sounds, or I guess depressed, or something like that. It's just super deep. I don't have any words for it. The question kind of rattled me, just even trying to think of the answer, because I don't know. It's just this thing that I do that I've always done to make the song. And then when we go to play the song, it's kind of like a reliving. And I think that's why I never really talk to the crowd or look at the crowd or pay attention to the crowd or the band or whatever's going on. I think I'm just kind of caught up in my own tornado. That's kind of the way it has to be.
Are you very self-critical?
I'm not sure. I know it's good when I hear it. When I listen to the stuff, I don't think it's shit. I just don't really care that much about. I know it is up to snuff and it can hold, live amongst the whatever is going on in the world. I'm not critical in that sense where there's like an insecurity maybe. It's more just that I'm not necessarily motivated or moved to act on a lot of it. Most of it doesn't get released.
There is absolutely no question that your band, this entity, seriously divides people. There are bands, and like some people are just like, oh fuck, I can't even listen to them, and other people are just completely obsessed. That always interests me because it's quite to find an equilibrium these days is what marketing and record labels, they are fucking dying for. It's just this, they want it to fit into this nice little hole and they want everyone to come and sample it and do their thing. But I feel like the sort of the press and the media really went in on you guys and just kind of, it was like a feeding frenzy. People were making their minds up about you on that first impression, which is the way the human brain kind of acts most of the time. But do you feel in any way, in hindsight, that you have, or the band, or you personally, or your bandmates have been misrepresented?
Yeah, the short answer would be yeah. But I don't like to think about misrepresentation because all of those elements were there. It's kind of just like when you watch the news, the if it bleeds, it leads kind of thing. They were going to find those elements anyway. The same way with us. I don't feel in any way robbed or anything, misrepresented in that point, like a victim or anything. I just feel like people could have looked for themselves, but I feel like that about everything. I think they would have found the whole gun or violence or whatever it is. They would have found that and exploited that either way because that's how their mammalian brain works. No one was diving into any artistic ideas we have a video called Kill 'Em All after, the Metallica record that just has surveillance footage found on YouTube that is banned from YouTube. So when you have a mirror that you hold up in the form of social commentary to society, it's funny because derivative of the imagery, the derivative, the reflection, will get banned or censored or something when the image is still floating around them. My heart wasn't broken when they do that because I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't sit at home at night thinking, you know what? If people could just understand me, I would be a lot more successful. Because I don't really give a fuck about what people think, I just do the stuff that I want to do and I feel good about it at the end of the day. And I don't believe that this business is worth a fuck, if I'm honest, or I also don't care about how people might perceive the group or whatever. You can kind of load or rig whatever type of angle you want. You could make up whatever, draw any type of conclusion from anything. I think it's not my responsibility to make sure people think that what we're doing is good. The band's never been about that anyway.
Yeah.
When people say stuff, like you guys should be way bigger, I'm just like, you're missing it, man. It doesn't matter. None of that matters.
You guys are returning to Bloodstock. With regard to the set list that you played in on this recent European tour, will there be anything kind of new on that set list?
Yeah, we're gonna do a new show. The last time we played there, people wrote about it and they were kind of happy, or maybe not happy, but they kind of wrote good things saying it was really cool. They just showed up and played, and there was no theatrics and there was no tricks or whatever they call them, whatever type of negative connotation they want to associate with putting forth effort into what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I figured if they don't like a show, then we're gonna have to do a show next time. So
So
we
you're
were
just
gonna
going to do
do a
the
show.
opposite.
Yeah, just because there's something disturbing about being congratulated for showing up and standing there and just playing the songs and not bothering with what they call theatrics or whatever.
Thank you so much for taking the time, David, and we'll see you on the Sophie Lancaster stage. Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Cool.
Stop us that. I tried talking to you about peace. I only want to hear about the beast. Well said. Open your ears, close your eyes. I'm trying to tell you how it feels to fry. Taking bullet feels like being set on fire. In the night, but it feels ice cold. And I see things when I sleep at night. No author could describe the word. Out to bed, I'm hungry. I fought for my life. When the chips are down, there's no backing down. And I try to explain it, just drives me insane because I'm so overwhelmed. Kill 'em all. God, I'm tired of the fucking bodies in the hall. Kill 'em all. Kill 'em all. Kill 'em all. Gun down, let 'em fall. Fuck 'em up. Kill 'em all. Kill 'em all. Kill 'em all. There's no law in this land. We shoot 'em all. Who's gonna stop us now? Thank you, Bloodstock. We are king.